Welcome to my presentation on Solsture, Innovative Sun Care. Solsture will provide users with sun protection from the inside out. By creating a special formula, we will devise the perfect solution for people of all target markets. These specific products from Solsture contain nutrients that are found in plants and vegetables that allow the UV rays from the sun to be absorbed into the skin, rather than causing detrimental effects to the skin. Solsture will provide people of all ages sun care in a convenient way. It will provide SPF protection from the inside out, preventing UV rays from harming the skin in a different way. My business model for Solsture strives to return capital to investors as soon as possible. My base assumption is that development will take 6 months, with the startup expenses being paid quarterly. These startup expenses being legal fees, warehouse setup, website development, machinery, and licensing. My ongoing costs include rent, utilities, wages, site maintenance, raw materials, administrative costs, and marketing costs. I've introduced these ongoing costs into payment cycles, which allows for these costs to be paid quarterly. The quarterly costs for these payments are $181,000 and the total quarterly cost per year is $543,000. Since there are little products like mine on the market, I am comparing revenue growth to a company named Polar Orbis Gelique, which is a cosmetics and skincare maker. Also, taking into account the revenue growth for the entire industry and Polar Orbis Gelique, I have made an assumption for the growth rate of my revenue for the scenarios of worst, which has a quarterly growth rate of 2.5%, base, which has a quarterly growth rate of 3.5%, and best, which has a quarterly growth rate of 4.5%. The prices that I'll be selling my products for are the fruit juice being $5, the sports drink at $4.50, and beer at $9. In regards to my growth rate, I've made an assumption for my worst, base, and best quarterly growth rate of the revenue outlook for sunscreen and other skincare industry from Ibis World. As you can see here, from 2018 to 2024, the growth rate seems to fluctuate from around 3 to around 5.5%. My worst quarterly growth rate is 2.5%, my base quarterly growth rate is 3.5%, and my best quarterly growth rate is 4.5%. In saying that, I will look to return the initial investment to investors as soon as possible. In my worst case scenario, I'll be returning my first $500,000 in 2020 quarter 4, my second payment in 2021 quarter 4, and my last payment in 2022 quarter 4. As you can see, my cash position after making these payments will be demonstrated on this chart. So after my first payment in 2020 quarter 4, my cash balance will stand at $165,169. In 2021 quarter 4, another payment will be made and my cash balance will be at $314,613. And then in 2022 quarter 2, the last payment will be made and my cash balance will sit at $216,664. And that is for my worst case scenario. After making these payments in 2020 quarter 4, 2021 quarter 4, and 2022 quarter 2, it is estimated that I will break even at 2023 quarter 1, where the value of my net profit and loss is $35,482. As for my base quarterly growth rate of 3.5%, I will make a payback payment to investors of $500,000. First one being in 2020 quarter 4. My second one being the same as in the worst case scenario in 2021 quarter 4, but my last payment being made 2 quarters quicker in 2022 quarter 2. As you can see in my cash balance as well, in 2022 quarter 2, my cash balance for my base assumption will be at $394,064. And as you can see from this net profit loss, we will break even at around 2022 quarter 4, with the value of the net profit loss being $51,134. And after all those assumptions, moving on to the best case scenario with a quarterly growth rate of 4.5%, my first payback payment will be the same as the first two scenarios, being in 2020 quarter 4 of $500,000. The next payment being in 2021 quarter 4 of $500,000. And the last payment being in 2022 quarter 2. As you can see on the cash balance chart, after the first payment, we'll sit at $406,506. After the second payment in 2021 quarter 4, we will sit at $590,860. And after the last payment, we will sit at $641,909. And then, as we can see in the net profit and loss chart, after all of these payments, we will break even in between 2022 quarter 2 and 2022 quarter 3, where in 2022 quarter 3, we'll hit $83,475. Obviously, from the best case scenario, you can see we'll break even the quickest at 2022 quarter 3, and the worst case scenario, hitting a break even at 2023 quarter 1. In regards to sales for Solsture, we'll be looking at selling 8,000 units of Solsture fruit juice, 15,000 units of Solsture sports drink, and 20,000 units of Solsture beer in 2019 quarter 3. Now, looking at these sales units with a worst case scenario growth rate of 2.5%, as you can see in 2019 quarter 3, sales will be $287,500, and by 2023 quarter 4, $455,897. Now, looking at the base quarterly growth rate of 3.5%, as I said earlier, in the base case scenario, it'll still be $287,500 in 2019 quarter 3, but by 2023 quarter 4, sales will be $515,969. Now, looking at the best quarterly growth rate of 4.5%, in 2019 quarter 3, $287,500, but by 2023 quarter 4, $607,596. So from showing you all these details from my net profit and loss chart and my cash balance chart, and through all of these assumptions, I am able to show you how quickly that I can return money to investors. Worst case scenario, returning investors their money by 2022 quarter 4, and best case scenario, returning the initial investment to investors by 2022 quarter 2. Thank you for listening to my presentation on the financial model of Solsture. I hope to hear back from you soon.